Welcome to Comfort Avenue number 2. This is my last outside video, so I figured I'd make this right now. Shame on you, Texas. How dare you? How dare you? What in the hell gives you the right to control a woman's body? Alright? What is it? What is it, Texas? Why do you think that it is okay to get rid of an abortion law to protect little girls and women from psychopathic men who will rape them and bring unwanted children into this world? Did you declare a life at 6 weeks? Now, most women don't know they're pregnant before 1 month, which is 6 weeks and some change. Now, I'm not the best at this, but we got two issues going on here. One, you're bringing in a bunch of unwanted children into a world, and then when they get here, you want to fight the system, which brings me to my second point. I'm part Native. I am of Cherokee descent, and I'm pissed off at this bullshit that you're pulling in Texas about taking Native children out of Native homes, knowing what residential schools have done to Native Americans. So without consequences, without any second thought of this whatsoever, you have decided that one, women don't have the right to choose what's going on with their bodies, and two, Native American children are now going to be subjugated to more bullshit because they're not from Christian areas. Let me break this down for y'all real quick, for all you Bible church-going people. He who shall believeth in me shall have everlasting life in the kingdom of heaven. Not one place in the Bible does it say that you have the right under God to take a child that is not culturally your own and put it in a house with no culture of its own. I probably didn't word that the way it felt in my head. I don't give a damn. Let's go on these two issues, because one, I'm not sure how this works, and I'm probably wrong, and God, if I'm wrong, I'm okay with being wrong. But I think women can get pregnant at the age of 10 or 11 years old, because I don't know when female puberty starts, because I am not a female, and as much as I love women, I can't tell you shit about their body except for breasts, boobs, vagina, and ass. On the inside, my body goes in, it releases a seed, their egg carries the seed, it becomes a baby, out comes the baby, and now I'm a daddy, and I gotta do my fucking job. A lot of people don't do that. When they have babies, they pretty much run for the fucking hills. But let's not talk about the deadbeat dads and the dads. Let's talk about the psychopathic sadists, rapists, and preachers who are amongst the sadists and the rapists. I believe in God. I don't need to go to church to worship, because everything is God. But for you church-going people who think that it is cool to support a rape victim being forced to carry a baby to term, what are you going to do when it's your child? What are you going to do when your dumbass politicians decide it's okay for your child to carry a rape baby, but when their child gets raped, they're going to do everything they can to overturn that law? And it'll happen. It's happened in Virginia with our speeding laws. When Virginia, about 10, 11 years ago, because it happened like before I went into the Army, and they had it going on until I got into the Army, and then it was done when I got out of the Army. So I signed that petition. There was a petition to stop all speeders from other states that fly down 64 like a bat out of hell to make us pay for their tickets. If we got a ticket and we were from Virginia, no matter what city, no matter what part of the state, if you ran down I-64 doing anything but 60 miles an hour, or 65 at the time, because that was the set speed limit, which is now 70, you got a ticket. You had to pay the price of the ticket plus court, if you went to court, or you just paid the price of the ticket. But the state had decided that we're going to double the price of your fucking ticket because you live in Virginia and you should know better. However, people who fly from New York down our freeway, or Boston, or Baltimore, or Maine, can run at whatever fucking speed they want and have a smack on the wrist for the ticket. Our tax dollars has to cover the bonus and take care of that. But see, what happened was, a lot of the politicians have money. They buy their kids these fast as fuck cars. Their kids know that their parents have money. Their kids know that their parents can probably get them out of a ticket because they're fucking politicians. But all these kids start barreling down the highway at about 120 miles an hour. All these kids belonging to politicians got caught by state police and other cops, county cops, Gooseland cops, Louisa cops. All these cops that start catching all these politician kids start throwing the fucking book at their ass. Because it was absurd that if someone from New York drives 90 miles an hour down I-64, they get a slap on the wrist. Someone who lives in Virginia going from Charlottesville to Norfolk at 95 miles an hour gets damn near a $2,000 ticket. When those politicians' kids started getting caught, the politicians scrambled. They scrambled really fucking fast to get that law off the books. And it worked. Now everybody who drives the speed limit gets the right amount of ticket, regardless of your state. However, if you go past the speed limit, you get the ticket acquired to you. And again, they don't give a flying shit what state you're from. And they stop taking it all out on us Virginians. But I'm sure you guys aren't aware of that because you live in Texas. So let's talk about the royal fuckover that Texas is doing to the women of Texas and the natives. Because see, this is some big fucking shit that is just bullshit that shouldn't be happening. One, I don't have kids. But there's no way in hell that if I'm a politician, I'm going to sit back and not think about my siblings who are female, my nieces who are female, who cannot defend themselves from someone like me. I do Kung Fu. See this thing right here? It says the Army. I am a vet. This is not just a shirt to support them. This is my avatar looking ass. Looking like Aang. No. That's my cat card. It's my veterans card. Now let me tell you something. Not everybody's a soldier. I get that. Not everybody's a psychopathic sadist or a rapist. But for the 75 of us that is not, there's 25 people that are. So what are you going to do when your 13-year-old granddaughter only has to walk 25 feet from her bus stop to her house and don't make it because some jackass jumped out the bushes, grabbed her, beat her down, raped her, impregnated her, and let her crawl home because they didn't want a murder charge. So they raped her and sent her on her way. She comes home crying, she's disheveled, she's beat the fuck up. She tells you she's been raped. Y'all can't do nothing because your own fucking law said, hey, if a chick is raped by some psycho on the street or her crazy ass uncle or a preacher, she can't have an abortion. So I ask again of you mighty politicians, what are you going to do when it's your child? Is that what you're waiting for? You set this thing in motion to stop Roe v. Wade, but what are you going to do when your child is the motherfucker that's raped by her crazy uncle or a priest that you're supposed to trust because they are men of God? Not every man of God is a saint. Understand that shit. Half the men of God are the ones raping the usher boys and girls in the choir. But y'all don't want to see that. Y'all don't want to admit that. And it's not just a Catholic problem. It's a fucking religious problem. Period. Catholics are the only ones that's just been caught the most. That's how that shit works. There ain't a safe house of God on earth anymore the first day that a preacher touched a child in sin. And yeah, I'm outside. And yeah, I'm probably pissing off my neighbors for being so loud. And that's okay. They'll get over it. But what are you going to do, Texas? What are you going to do, police officers, when it's your teenage daughter that's raped and you can't break the law because you're a cop but your daughter was raped by some psychopathic son of a bitch. But you and your politician friends have decided, no, we're not going to let your daughters get an abortion because they were raped by the preacher, your psychopathic uncle, a dirty cop, a teacher. Oh, so that's going to be fine with y'all. You're going to be able to look your daughter in the face and say, darling, you're going to carry this baby to term and we're going to have to put it up for adoption. But, you know, I'm sorry that you got body slammed on the ground. Somebody held a knife to your throat or a gun and just decided to rape you and take your fucking virginity. And now you got to carry this baby. Now you got to carry this baby because we couldn't find out if you were pregnant for at least 6 weeks, which is 5 weeks too fucking late. Little girls don't walk around with the Plan B pill in their pocket. You know that, right? And for the most part, you have to actually probably get a prescription in 48 of the 50 fucking states to get a fucking Plan B pill. Because I don't know if you can sell that shit in a drugstore. But you can't sell protection from rape and incest in a fucking drugstore. Some people are psycho. People do have psychopathic uncles that will rape their fucking damn nieces. People do have psychopathic priests that will fucking rape the usher girls, the altar girls, or whatever they're called. And yet y'all want to put this on the women of Texas. I guess the stars at night aren't big and bright because they don't give a flying fuck about the woman who tried to fight not to get raped but wound up pregnant. But y'all won't fight for her. But you will fight for a rapist to have a baby with an innocent woman because y'all won't let her get an abortion. Shame on you, Texas. Let's change gears to what affects me now. Native culture. I'm part Native. I'm part Cherokee. Yeah, we're still here. What the fuck is wrong with y'all? Have you not screwed the Native Americans enough out of this land that was taken from them, that was lost to them, that was hustled to them, that was all out fucking stolen? I probably wouldn't be mixed if my ancestors weren't friendly enough to let y'all off the goddamn boat. My great-grandmother, her name was Ada Wallace Ford. She used to tell me stories of how her and her brother had to run through the woods in their moccasins to go to school. They couldn't go to black schools or white schools, so now I'm kind of figuring out that they must have went to a residential school and I just didn't know what the fuck that shit was. It took me a hot minute because she never told me what kind of school they went to. She just said that they had to run through the woods in the moccasins to go to school because they were not allowed to go to the segregated blacks and white schools. My great-grandmother's daughter married a black man. All of her children look black. All of her grandchildren look Native. Some of my aunts look Native. The problem is, it's a really big problem here, blood quantum. But that's not what we're talking about right now. We're talking about the state and the government of Texas' ability to block a bill to protect Native children from being removed off of Native land to Native homes that could do better than the parents they are in to Christian homes. Did y'all forget about this whole residential schools that were run by churches, aka Christians and other sanctimonious religions that chopped off Natives' hair, which is why I'm growing mine back, which didn't let Native people speak their tongue, which is why I can't speak Cherokee, because I never got the chance to be taught it, and both my Cherokee ancestors are deceased. They never got the chance to tell me anything other than stories. But you guys want to go into Natives' homes. You want to go in and take children out of Natives' homes and not put them in other Native homes. You want to put them in non-Native homes where you also forgot to tell the people of Texas you're trying to whitewash history and make sure that no Native lessons are being taught now. Yeah, Native TikTok has a whole lot of information. If y'all want to find it, go look on anybody at Native TikTok and they will point you in the right goddamn direction. I don't have the ability to do that. I'm lucky if I can actually get TikTok to work. But I am disgusted and I am pissed off and I am mad and I shame on you, Texas. Do you not have wives? Native women, MMIWG, murdered, missing indigenous women and girls. It is not just initials. I have posted things on my YouTube channel before I took my native name of Echo Fang Grey Wolf. Land back. These are causes we're fighting for, but right now, this cause is more important. We want to stop Texas from taking native children out of native homes to put them in places where someone will probably abuse them and they're going to be too scared to say anything because, skin tone. If we don't stand up now, we're not going to stand up at all. And I can tell you right now, I don't have the means. I don't have the ability. But I am not helpless. Where there is a will, there is a way. Echo Fang Grey Wolf will not just stop with this one video. I will do videos on TikTok. I will do videos on Instagram. I will tell them to come to this channel to learn more. I will send them to every native TikToker I can find, and especially Modern Warrior and everybody else. So if you're going to be a colonizer and you're going to try to take native kids out of native homes, shame on you, Texas. Shame on you for how you're preparing your little girls to not be safe because you're going to force them to keep babies from rape and incest. Shame on you, Texas, for having it made that teenagers and other women who practice safe sex but may get raped by somebody that's not their boyfriend and get pregnated are stuck carrying babies. Shame on you, Texas, for even coming on native land and thinking that you have a right to do something. I can tell you right now, I'm not from Texas, but if there's any native out there watching this, don't let them on sovereign land. Declare all the power you can. They're always breaking treaties. Time to break them. They don't want to honor treaties. Don't let them on the reservations. No. It's like, no, you're not coming on this reservation. If you don't bring a tank, you're not coming on this reservation. Because you're not going to take the children of natives off of native land. You're not going to rob any more natives of their history the way I was robbed of mine. My great-grandmother moved off a reservation for whatever reason, God only knows. Maybe she was never on one. I don't know. But I do know the stories of her and her brother John. I never met John. And if I did, I don't remember him. Because she died between the ages of 6 and 12. I only had her in the summertime. That's it. But I will tell you this. As soon as that goes past, I will tell you this. If you are native, get ready. Be prepared. Because if these some bitches come on the reservation and try to throw their power around, you have guns too. We no longer use bow and arrows, people. We no longer use rock-tipped spears. We have technology too. We might not have tanks, but it's not like we can't acquire them. You name fucking helicopters after us. All we need is vets that are indigenous and know how to fly a plane or a tank. Because we can get them too. Sovereign nations can rise, and I'm not trying to incite a riot, but I'm not going to stand here and let Texas think that it's okay to take native children out of native lands. What's wrong with you, Texas? How dare you? One of the biggest populations of natives was in Texas. Yeah, I'm talking about the Mexicans. I'm talking about the Apaches. I'm talking about the Cheyenne. Because that was their land. It wasn't Cherokee land. That was Apache land. And Cheyenne land. And Mexican land. And by Mexicans, I mean Aztec, Incan, and Mayans too. Before they moved south. Before the introduction of Europeans. Understand something. Geronimo didn't have a tank. Hell, Geronimo didn't even really have an army. He fucked y'all shit up. Don't fuck with the native children. Don't fucking make kids get raped and not be able to get abortions, Texas. Wake up. Stop doing this dumb shit. My name is Echo Fang Grey Wolf. Long live the Cherokee. Long live the Apache. Long live natives. We will rise. Even us unpure blood will stand with the natives, especially this one. Enough said.